Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Roberta Robbins and welcome to this new week. This is April 13th when I'm doing this recording. But you know, if you come to this and it's later on in the year, trust in the timing that you maybe just meant to hear a message at this time that we're doing today. So all my readings are meant to have a message energetically. If you are to connect in with them, trust in that. So for April 13th, for this week, I thought I'd do a kind of a weekly reading message. It's been a little while since I've just done a week-long one. I'm just looking at the calendar here on my computer to see. Okay, so this goes, so the 13th to the 19th. It's funny, and how life is these days, right? We're kind of getting a little lost in what day of the week it is and the date, the actual date. So this is intended for an energetic guidance forecast for the week of April 13th to the 19th. And I always like to sit with Spirit before I do these and see what is there a certain guidance, a theme, a spread they want me to do. And today it was just show up and let the cards, let the Spirit move through the cards. And the cards tell us the story of what guidance, what messages there is for the collective this week. Of course, all readings aren't going to resonate with everybody. Take what does resonate with you. And if it just feels like it's not, trust that and just shut off the video and maybe check out some other ones I've done, or there's other fantastic people out there on YouTube that are doing wonderful readings too. So maybe it's just an invitation to spread it out that week, that there's some other kind of guidance and message coming for you. For those of you that are feeling the resonance with this reading, I would love to hear your feedback, and thank you for everybody that supports me, follows me through my social media posts and this YouTube channel. So, pretty much entering the middle of April. This week we will see that we'll be leaving. This will be our final week in Aries, and we'll be moving towards a Taurus. So we'll be moving from the fiery sign of Aries, also the first zodiac sign of the year of the wheel, and we're moving from fire into earthy Taurus. And also Taurus it's also about the sign itself is very grounded, very loyal, is usually feels a very partnership, very sensual. It is ruled by the planet of Venus. So going from like Aries, where we are right now, and fire and movement and action, to something a little more gentle, a little more soft but stable and grounded. If you ever came across a Taurus person, most likely you would notice that about them. They're very grounded individuals, and there's a gentle, it's also the very feminine side to Taurus, holds the feminine energy in its sign. So it'll be a nice warm welcome, I think, for us as we transition. Lots has happened within the world, lots of things are still happening within the world this past few weeks. And so let's see here, what guidance is there that Spirit, Divine Source would like to bring forth this week for the collective? What themes with energy and focus to help guide our way, to help us with our healing, to help us during times that are very uncertain, times that are breaking down of what we've known, so that we can start to make way for the new. So let's get some cards here to get a bit of a theme energy for us. So how I'm doing this today, like I said, this is, so just listen to the cards, connect with spirit, connect with you collectively that are tuning in for this reading. And let's see what is here this week for us and helping us. Messages that will help us on this journey. I already am getting excited that this week there's going to be definitely some wisdom, some clarity, some things brought to light within us. So cards, divine cards. This is Oracle card reading here with these cards. This is Stephen Farmer's Earth Magic deck that I have in my hands. I always list all the decks that I use in the description in the order that I use them, just in case you guys are curious. And I don't always mention what deck it is when I am using them. So just know that they are there. And I see that one's come out. Desert Vision Quest. That's our first card. Vision Quest. And that's interesting because as I was connecting and just shuffling there and saying that, I feel like there's definitely clarity, something being revealed within ourselves, revealed within our journey. But in order for us to have that revelation within us and clarity, sometimes we need to go on the vision quest, right? And, the vision quest is about us going within, stilling ourselves, slowing down, taking away external factors that keep us distracted, and connecting with the land, connecting with spirit, connecting with your heart, your wisdom, awakening and aligning. And also, setting the intention to ask what it is. Like, are you seeking a particular guidance on something in your life right now? So getting very clear and just being open to receiving what that guidance and message might be for you. So let's move on to another card for theme for this week for us. Spirit a card to guide us, the energies to help us navigate our week of April 13th to the 19th. Against the grain. Against the grain. What I'm getting right away with this card is, she's in water right now. She's swimming in the water. She has this above the surface. There's like birds that are flying above her, and there's a sense of trusting in the process of opening yourself up completely, authentically, and allowing yourself to move where you need to be moved, but that this may feel completely new to you, this way of being, the against the grain, that you may have to start shifting as I'm not saying we may have to start, we've already been shifting with everything that's been shifting in our world, but it's time to possibly go against and question maybe certain things that you have known within yourself, and it's time to go in and reflect and ask, what is the truth here? What is the truth for me? And that may mean the going against something, but it also might be just setting in new foundations. This is a 4 card, and 4 is foundations. Setting in new ways of being that you haven't been, and that might feel uncomfortable for yourself, but also maybe if you're in your home with your family, it may seem like, what the heck are you doing? It may seem out of the norm if you start putting on some practices that will help you get connected with yourself and spirit, and to hear what the wisdom that's coming in for you. So there may be this questioning of beliefs and systems and what we've known, and also different ways of going about it. For another card to guide us with these 2 cards for the collector for the week. purification, fire, bare essentials, the naked truth, wholeness. Interesting enough, you know, this purification of fire, and I always think very shamanic rituals and practices when we're releasing and using fire to burn, to release, to do burning ceremony, to do a fire ceremony. And we have that vision quest there, and the heat and the dryness even of the desert is a desert, right? But we also have this connection here of what I was already saying about the naked truth, the wholeness, and coming to yourself. And also we have like the word naked. We have this both naked women, both in these cards, this freedom, this wholeness, the authenticness, the bare essentials, what is needed. When you go for a vision quest, you're going out with really not a lot. So it's the bare essentials, usually a shelter and fire for yourself. And so there's a journey, being asked to go deeper within a journey of yourself this week, to get to the heart of you, get to the essential part of who you are. What do you need? It may be a week of going within more deeply so you can receive and hear more clearly what this message, with this guidance I really strongly feel is coming in this week. And that you may have to purify, and maybe it's purification through water and releasing for you, or the purification through fire. So interesting, you know, theme we got. Definitely you can see this lovely theme connecting, weaving in for us here. So I'm going to keep those up at the top for us and move those decks up. Okay, so just so you can still see those a bit on the screen. All righty. So what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, actually, what I'm seeing is I'm getting a 3-card spread 3 times, and I'm getting the masculine and feminine bouncing off to the side, and any other guidance. So that's the card spread that I'm seeing right now. So let's just pull those cards. So what's this? Why are you showing me this layout? What is it? Energetic I can share with the collective. They're seeing the levels, interesting, the levels of processing that you're going through, the 3 levels. And what I also got with that was lower world, middle world, and upper world, which is interesting since we got a lot of like shamanic stuff here. So typically I when I do the card readings that pull I'm going to do, it's usually got another feel, but this one is like the process of the inner world, the steps and journeys that you're going to be taking. So let's get the 3 cards. I'm going to be pulling 9 cards all together, 3 rows. I may have to move up those cards a bit and get everything on my camera. And I'm using one of my favorite tarot decks. Oh, I know that wants to be it. My favorite, one of my favorites, this Light Seers Tarot by Chrysanne and the Sacred Creators. She creates, this is her second deck. I think her first tarot though. Beautiful. All right. Now I know just this one wants to come over here. Oh, the 6th. 6 of Cups. So that was just like, I got a feeling would be one of the little extra theme card with these. Okay, let's get going. The 10 of Wands. I'm not reading reversals, just so you guys know. I don't need to. Wow. So 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Okay. And next is the Knight of Swords, the Hangman, the Four of Pentacles. So I'm just looking at my screen, make sure I get all these cards on for you guys. Onto the screen. And then our next row. Got a lot of wands here. I think I must be holding my deck. So Temperance, so Five of Wands, Temperance, and the Emperor. So just three cards out of our 9 that are Major Arcana cards. So I think I got it all on here for you guys. So the first row, you remember I said what I was hearing was this like it's the layers and the depths that we'd be journeying through. And the first part of the journey, there's a lot of, it's all wands, and it's all, wands are fire, right? Action, passion, creativity. And so we have the 10 of wands starting out, and you know, the 10 of wands represents like, we've been carrying a lot. There's a lot of things that you have been taking on, but you're coming to the end of this beautiful journey of what has been. And it's time to reassess, like, what can you lay down? What do you really need to take with you? Which is perfect, because powerful message already connecting in with the theme message that was coming through for you guys. What is needing to be laid down? What do you need to take with you? And what support and help? What support and help do you need on your journey? And to ask for that. See how in this beautiful, you know, she's coming down from the hillside. There's some light torches to light her way. She has her suitcase, and she's got so many wands in there, one there, but then, you know, she does have help here, right, through this journey. So what support and help do you need? What do you need to lay down? What do you want to bring with you? There's this completion. When we get to the 10s in the decks, it is that completion of a journey itself. So you're moving from one journey into the next right now. And then the 8 is about movement, all this movement coming forth, that you're going to be getting the action, the energy to start moving you forth with this new journey. And the Page of Wands here, communication, clarity, ready to start to step forth in a new way within yourself, with your own unique creativity and passions in yourself. So beautiful journey already starting, showing you of it has maybe felt really fiery and emotional lately with things, and burdensome and like heavy energy with this being with all the 10 of wands, but that you have gotten the wisdom. You have everything that you need right now to help you continue on the journey and to make this shift, to make this change, to start into a new path, a new way. And there's action and momentum building for you to step into this power in this new path for yourself. And so our second level here, the stepping more deeply onto this journey, we have the Knight of Swords, the Hangman, and the Four of Pentacles. So, you know, swords are about air. It's the air element, it's thought. And with the Knight is like action. I mean, look at this guy. He's like totally ready to take off. He's got focus. He's literally running. And so it's like, it's time to put some energy and get going on this. And he's got a winged one here supporting him, guiding him to where he's going, that you're not alone in this, but you feel this mission. They're starting to feel this purpose and this action, and the thoughts and the energy are becoming more clear. The clarity is happening, is starting to come in. And then with the Hangman, there's that enlightenment, that clarity, the aha that's starting to happen. So like I said, I felt like this week where you guys are definitely, collectively, a majority of us are going to feel this clarity, this action, but the beginning of the week feels like it might just be, you know, us shifting a little bit to get into that energy, and then it's just going to be picking up into speed, into action within our thoughts. But we got the Four of Pentacles, and Pentacles wants us, the Four wants us to be solid and grounded in logical and secure in our thoughts and our energies and where we're going, okay? So you may have all this energy and this clarity just might like, aha, these two cards here, right? They're clarity, there's something coming in for you to make this new journey, know where you're going, or maybe just something you've been wanting to have. Like something's going to arise. That's what I'm hearing. Like when I'm truly just channeling in here, there's some guidance and messages that are going to be dropping down that you've been asking for and waiting for. And I will say, if you guys notice that I pick up speed when I talk really quickly, it's because Spirit starts talking downloading so much that I have to talk really fast. So I'll try to be a little mindful of that. But that there is this message, there's clarity of something that you've been seeking and wanting for yourself. So be open, be ready for it, and be clear of mind and let it sink into where it needs to be within you. That aha, let it move. I'm hearing like let it sink in and embody what it is. So whether it's something that's coming from your own soul, own spirit and connection that's awakening, or an outside force that comes in, something you've been seeking, and let it come in and do the job that's wanting to do that you've been seeking and wanting within your journey, within your body, within your life. And make sure you have the foundations within it. I said practical is what I'm hearing. There's like saying being practical about everything and action. So be grounded though, like be grounded and rooted within what's coming in, because you're setting up new foundations. And foundations with those are wealth, security, abundance. Okay. So then we have this last line here, and we have the 5 of Wands. Another one's like, I mean, that was 4 wands and then 9 cards there. So the 5 of Wands, sometimes you're just, it can feel like you have a few different choices ahead of you, some struggle a little bit, trying to decide what's the first step that you want to take. So there might be some like a little bit of like, okay, I need to get myself solid, grounded, clear, because I'm going to have to make some different choices. And you want to be in that solid groundedness. So, if we come across 5s are about change. You are in a change. All of us are in a change in some way, in some level right now. And so in navigating what this feels like, you just have to realize that sometimes that will come in, that we have to navigate the change. There's different options, but stay grounded, stay clear within yourself. And right coming up behind here, we have temperance, and temperance is about that balance, and that there's support there, support coming in to guide you and help you on this journey, but keeping the balance, keep everything balanced within yourself, within your mind. So keeping that mind balanced with the heart and the body and with spirit and ground. Everything has to be balanced and whole. You don't want to leave out one of those aspects of yourself. You don't want to let the mind run rapid and be the monkey brain, right? We want that balance one here, right? The wisdom that's there. We want to feel it coming through, right, with the heart. We actually want the heart space, the emotion, that be the first place. And then, the mind and the logic comes connecting in and are opening up our pathways to our soul language, our intuition, how we're communicating with our higher self and with our spirit family. And also keeping our body very connected and grounded and healthy and well. And it's like we're getting a new opportunity to create new stability, to create a new balance, to create a new world, to create those things that you've been wanting to create for so long within yourself. And typically it's not just one area, right? One might be a little more highlighted for you, but you need the balance throughout your life, throughout the rest of yourself, I should say, like all those aspects. And we end up here, we have the Emperor at the end, and the Emperor, he's also force. We got another 4. We have a few 4s here reminding us about the balance and the foundation. Like we have a lot of that theme going on here. So the Emperor, he's solid. He knows who he is. He's like grounded, he's rooted, he's clear and knows himself, and he's in charge. He's in charge of himself and his life. He's empowered, okay, and very masculine. And there's definitely a rise, I'm finding right now, like definitely it has been happening for a while. The masculines, definitely divine masculines, waking up more, getting hurt. there's a lot going on on the masculine side, but also the masculine within ourselves, because we hold the divine masculine and divine feminine, and keeping that balance. But that if you're someone, I feel like if you're someone that is maybe weighing you're too much into your feminine, make sure you bounce over to your masculine. And if you're too much into your masculine, make sure you bounce it out with the feminine. So this balance card, right? Balancing things within yourself. This card up here, guys, is the Six of Cups. And so, I'm like, is this our only cups? Maybe it just wanted to fly out because it knew that we needed some water to this. So Six of Cups, when I see this, there's a few things. One thing, partnerships, harmony, karma. This one here predicts, like a journey through our lives, the growing up, the maturing, what we want, maturing into relationships, maturing into ourselves. And also sacred connection within the Six of Cups, but the balance and harmony and within our emotions, within our heart space, and the partnerships we want with ourselves, that balance with the partnerships with others. And I also see this journey, this reflection. Once again, there's this reflection that came through these cards at the top, along with the top cards here, is reflecting of your journey. Take note, take time. It's important right now to take some stock of your journey and bring in love and that for yourself at all stages of your life, and where you are in the gratitude of your life and where you have arrived at this point of it. So, extra little card message there. And let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's get some of these cards. I just want to put a card on the end of each of those weeks is what I'm hearing. I'm just going to do an extra little card. And then I just want to get some light into our aspects of our masculine and feminine sides. Any guidance, kind of guidance we might need. So we're just looking for like a key highlight support for each of these levels here of journeys that we're going through. So this is you're very close to achieving your goal. You're very close. And then the second this week here, be bold and make the first move. I have a little bit to say about that one. And then nothing will come of this situation. Okay, so this card has a few meanings in it. So let's hear. So the first week we get, you're very close to achieving your goal. On this journey, you've been through the journey. You're coming through. You're deciding what you want to take with you. There's movement. There's action. Ready. Time to start. Set forth. Right. Set forth. Enlightenment. New foundations. Right. So you're very close. Like there's this building an awareness that you're starting to understand something within yourself. And then we have this be bold and make the first move. Make sure you do take action when action is called for. But let it be action that comes from a place within you, within your heart, that makes you feel good. If it's action to push anybody else or something to play to get a response, that may not be the most ideal. And if you're like, well, I feel like I need to kind of take action so that something needs a bit of a push, just make sure that it feels good and in line for you, and you know why you're making choices to make first moves, if it's contact with others or action to get something moving, a new project, a new career or something. Just be bold, make the first move, and make sure that you go within and that you're strong, that you know it's centered and coming from yourself and from your heart. And nothing will come of this situation. Like I said, this card could be like really nothing's going to come from, this is null. Like, if there's something you're worrying about right now, don't worry about it. Like, this is a message of like, don't worry, it's all good. You don't have to stress anymore about this. It's a side note kind of thing. And it might have to do with the starting of the week of this, with all the change and the choices that are happening, the challenges. So if there's something that is really pulling on, just like know that this card's like saying nothing is going to come of this situation. So relax, be still, but also it's like there is no, I'm getting it, like, how do I say, like, there's no fire anyhow, there's no fuse, there's no explosion, there's nothing, there never has been. So maybe just that message is like, maybe something's being overreacted or feeled, and it's like, oh, that wasn't even the truth. That's just, there's nothing of that situation. It's not going to happen, or don't worry, because it's not, the situation isn't going to expand into something that is going to need to be of concern, which is a nice, lovely way to know, like, either way, it's like, it's all good. It's all good, guys. Everything is all good. I mean, there's lots of change, and I can easily say that. You're like, and I'm sure some of you are like, Roberta, it does not feel all good right now. It's part of the journey. It's part of this new opportunity for us to choose what we really need in this life. What do we really want? Where do we really want to go? How do we want to live? And to have the power to make changes, to claim back your own power and wisdom, and to connect with those that ask for support and help if it's needed. So I'm just extra little there. So for the, I want to do a light and dark on both sides here for you guys. I'm just going to lift up these cards, make a little room. So what I want to do is for divine masculine, divine feminine on this side, just a little bit of, is there anything that within us, light and dark, that we need to be aware of, that we're working through? So Spirit, what is divine masculine working on this week? I need to be aware of as they journey through this week for themselves. The divine masculine. Now remember, this could be literally divine masculine, like masculine person, individual, or the divine masculine within you, because we all have that. The Avenger. So light says desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And the shadow side of this is resorting to violence in the name of a cause. So are you going to be balanced within your heart and soul and to seek fair justice in the world, or within yourself or your life or choices? Or will you go into a cause with more violence and a distorted masculine energy? Will you step into that nurturing, loving, positive, justice masculine side of yourself, or will you step into the distorted aspect of resorting to being more violent and pushing your way and your power into situations? So this is the card that came up for that side, for the masculine, in the sense of, how will you be navigating it? Is kind of like, how, if you're coming up against certain things in your life, how are you going to choose to navigate it, guys? So that card just wanted to flip right over. That's how are you going to navigate it? Is a choice. We have this new journey, new choices that are coming for all of us, for the collective, right? For globally, and we want to look at this beyond just ourselves and look at it. Then how do globally, collectively, do we want to take action with things in our life? Do we want to be centered and whole and taking action for fairness, for justice in the world? Or do we want to just still push through with anger and violence and not be centered in ourselves? So this is the choice that's coming up. And this card that came out here, flipped over as I was shuffling for the feminine, and it says, so it's the hero or heroine, and it says, passion, the light is passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Isn't that so interesting? That really balances out with that card over there. And the shadow is escapism and the false sense of heroism. So how are you going to step into this light? How are you going to do that? You're going to step into the journey and be passionate about this new journey in personal empowerment. Are you going to welcome that in? Are you going to be the hero of your own life, of your own story? And will you be the hero when we talk collectively, globally, for others? And will you come with it with passion and power from within yourself and wisdom? Or do you choose a distorted route? Your choice. So this is the energetics, what's happening here with the playing out with the masculine and feminine. Remember, like I said, we're all, this is a balance within all of us. The masculine might be, the males might be feeling this a little bit, and the females this way. So a little bit, however you want to take that for yourself. All right, so just going over this. So we're asking for that guidance. What does Spirit want to show us and guide us for this week of April 13th to the 19th? Knowing that if you drop into this beyond this week of messages, that's okay. Maybe there's something here for you. But the journey is very much of us taking an inner journey, reflecting, taking time for ourselves, making new structures and ways of being, opening up to our, bearing our truth, bearing our heart, bearing our soul within for ourselves first. What is it needed? What needs to be purified? These are the top cards here, the energies that were coming up. And then we said within this journey, like I said, Spirit was showing kind of like a layered journey. And I did hear shamanic journey, like I heard like a lower world, a middle world, upper world. You could take that if anybody reads into that. You can look at the cards that way too, but it's almost like the stages, the levels within the week. I'm hearing levels within the week, levels within ourselves to find our center, to know who we are, to start on this new journey. And we have this like governing card that wanted to flip out, right? With the Six of Cups and karma and harmony and partnerships and love, unconditional love. I didn't say unconditional love before. I want to put that one in there. Six of Cups, unconditional love. And the love for ourselves in the journey, but also I'm hearing, remember, the love and support and compassion for others on their journey too, since this is about also, we're seeing this one of union and partnership within the Six of Cups. So we started out with having already been through something. So look at, you have already been through a certain part of your life. What are you going to take with you? What needs to be laid down? Know that there's action and fire building, and that you are going to step into your personal power, and you're going to start to take action. There's going to be this enlightenment. Remember, I felt like there's going to be this clarity in the message, or something that you've been seeking and wanting, that either is coming from within yourself, your highest self, your soul self, from spirit, or for something that you've been asking for clarity about. So the message is going to start to come in, the enlightenment, the movement. Remember the foundation, that there's hope, there's clarity, foundational, especially security within this. And that we may have some different choices and things that we have to come across as we move in here. But this message, it's almost like, don't worry, you're protected. There's support there. Keep things balanced within yourself, balance within your life. There's a lot of things about foundations and balance within this whole card reading, and go within. Message of a journey through here for you. And ending with our Emperor and that solid and that knowing, the mastering of ourselves, and our lovely supporting cards here of numerology, saying you're very close to achieving your goal. Be bold and make a first move, and nothing will come of this situation. And this was going with every card, every line, every journey. So I really feel like this one was really definitely coming up, being with the choices and different things or worries and stress that might arise. It's okay. It's all good. Comfort. And that you have to start taking some actions for yourself in your life. And you're so close to achieving these goals. Our light and our dark, how are we going to navigate? We're going to be in our power, within our masculine and feminine within ourselves, as we create balance, harmony, justice, as we be our own healer, and we empower ourselves. So, wow, pretty bright. I love when Spirit just wants to like let me flow and see what the cards have to say for this week for us. So I'm just going to leave us with one other card message. We didn't use this deck, so let's go to this. So last card, last message for the collective for the week, April 13th to the 19th, 2020, or last week, Aries. There. Harith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Oh, it's beautiful card, as all these cards in this deck are. So longing for home, homesick for the stars. You know, what I'm getting with that one for you, for us collectively, is that returning to source, returning to ourselves, returning to the wisdom and all that we are connected in, that we are collective together, and that we are yearning to be home within ourselves, home together collectively, and that we are all in everything together. We are one. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Some messages for you this lovely week coming up for us. Let me know how you are navigating through these times. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, be well.